Last week in pre-calculus, we started working on parametric equations, and specifically, we graphed this particular parametric equation, and this is the problem. In exercise 7 through 10, graph the parametric equation, and here we have the equations, and a specific parameter interval, and then use the standard viewing window. And what we did is I previously put the equation in the calculator here in the parametric mode and graphed the equation, and this is what it looks like. And we can see that if we trace, we can go from time equals 2.5 all the way up to, or negative 2.5 all the way up to 2.5 and so on. So time goes in this direction. And in the window, this is where we set the time from the lowest value of negative 2.5 to the highest value. What we're going to do now is convert this into what we call rectangular form. And to do that, I'm going to just rewrite these equations here. We have 3 minus t squared equals x. And then we have y equals 2t. So the idea is to solve for t, and when we go to rectangular form, we're just looking at equation in terms of x and y. So what we're going to do here is called eliminating the parameter. And the parameter here is t. So what we're going to do is solve this first equation for t. So we subtract 3. And usually what we do in these is solve for t in the x equation first. So now we have negative t squared equals x minus 3. And if we divide by negative 1, we get t squared is equal to 3 minus x. And then if we take the square root of both sides of this equation, we have t is equal to square root of quantity 3 minus x. Now what do we have to do when we put the square root? We had to make this a plus or minus. So what we do now is we take this plus or minus square root of 3 minus x and replace this t with it. So now we have y is equal to, and I'm going to put the plus or minus outside, plus or minus 2 square root of 3 minus x. And because we have the plus or minus, we have to separate this into two equations, or two functions, because this is not a function. So to graph this function, this is the way we do it, in the calculator anyway. And we're going to see if we get the same thing. So I'm going to go now to mode and change this into function mode here. Press enter. And now go to y equals, and we're going to put 2 times square root of 3 minus x. And then and that's going to give us the top side here. And we're going to have to graph the bottom side by going to negative 2 times quantity 3 minus x. And here we have, now, previously, when we just graphed it, this is a parametric equation. We had the value starting here, down in quadrant 3, and then going by time up into quadrant 2, and into quadrant 4, and then to quadrant 1, and to quadrant 2. When you eliminate the parameter, you're not going to have that at all. You're just going to have continuous. Looks like it's not continuous here, where x equals 3, but it really is. So, and that's demonstrated here. If you go to the table view, you will see that where x equals 3, y equals 0 for both functions. So this is an example of eliminating. So this is called our rectangular form right here. The rectangular form is simply equations in terms of x and y. So I hope this was helpful to you. Good luck, and thanks for viewing.